I have to say that the Christian nationalism debate has been something in the United States that seems to have happened mostly among a certain kind of Protestant. And I've been living outside of the U.S. since it blew up, so I'm not conversant with the details there. But I will say this, in the Catholics, there are a very small number of very vocal Catholics, almost all men, many of them young men, who believe in the Catholic version of Christian nationalism, which is integralism, the idea that there should be no division between church and state, and the church should dictate the laws. Well, in neither case will any of these, either the Protestant or the Catholic version, ever find any mass purchase in the United States. Exactly. We're too individualistic for that. But at the same time, I don't want them to, because I think it will end up being exactly what we were just talking about. People who think that, well, we've got Christian laws in place, we've got the Christian outward form, everything is set. When I wrote Live Not by Lies, it came out at the September 2020, just before the Trump-Biden election. A guy in my church, my Orthodox church in Louisiana, he was still in a Bible study with a bunch of evangelical men, all in their early 60s. He took that book and said, hey guys, a guy in my church just wrote this book about having to resist wokeness as Christians, etc. I think we should read it. He said every one of the men in that church said, no problem. Trump's going to go back in. It's going to fix it all. No, it won't. I mean, look, I'm glad Donald Trump won this recent election, because I think it may give Christians more of a fighting chance, and sensible conservatives and sensible liberals, but it ain't going to fix a thing.
He's not the Messiah, and it's not the millennium.
No.
Not that I believe in that, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, but Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, said something very sensible on this point. He said, if people are looking to me as a politician to give them meaning, I can't do it. I can give you things, by which he meant we can pass laws making it easier for Christian schools, arts organizations, churches to do their work. He said, the meaning has to come through other non-governmental organizations, like the church most of all, but families, schools, and so forth. But if they don't step
institutions. Yeah.
Right. If they don't step up into the space that politics makes for them, all is lost. Now, I will say I like Viktor Orban's idea of Christian nationalism, because he does not believe that the church, any church, Calvinist, Catholic, whatever, should be dictating the laws of a country. But his idea is that we have to understand ourselves as a people, nation meaning people, not the government, but the people, as a Christian nation, in the sense that we are rooted in Christianity historically. It's the story that tells us who we are, and it must be at some level the basis for our legislation. That's why, to the great controversy in Europe, the Hungarian parliament passed a law saying no transgenderism and no LGBT stuff for children. Europe went crazy over that, but they're like, we're a Christian country. So that kind of, especially here in Europe, when you have so much migration from the Islamic world, it's a very touchy subject. And I think only countries that somehow recover a sense of themselves as culturally Christian, they're the only ones that are going to be able to survive this. It is necessary, but not sufficient.